Hello everyone, from Tony, the Scat Ghost. Today I want to talk with you about a very interesting thing I just tried with my Pico 4. So I was doing some tests with my Pico here that, for the Vorm application we're developing, it's cross-platform, works also with Pico. So I turned on this headset and there was an update claiming that one of the features they promised during the latest Pico event was finally being delivered in this update. And so while everyone was pretty excited about this new update on Quest that just adds some skybox and a few nice things, I was trying this new feature on Pico, which in my opinion is a true blast for making demos. So let me tell you about this. So we all know about the casting feature. The casting feature is also for the Quest. It lets you stream the content that is running on a VR headset on your smartphone. This is useful, especially if you want to demo VR to someone else. So you put the headset in the head of this person, then you use your phone, see what they are seeing, and basically you can tell them, no, you're not looking in the right direction, no, you're doing press this button to go on. When we are doing demo, for instance, in exhibitions, it's always like that. Most time people are not familiar with VR, so you put the headset on and you see what they're seeing, and then you guide about press this button, press this other, pay attention to this, etc., etc. Which is always quite tiresome because people, they're still confused about the VR headset in the head, so they don't always understand what you're doing, what you're saying, especially. So, the thing that is important is that something that maybe not all of you are aware of is that these casting applications are actually all more interesting functionalities than this basic one. So the one by Meta, which I tried again today, just to make a comparison, for instance, lets you run a specific application from the casting. This means that if you are making your headset try a Quest 2, you can say, hey, now try this game, now try this other game, and all without asking him or her to activate the game on the menu. You can hear or not the audio from the application, and you also can run the tutorial. The first, uh, I don't remember now the name, it's embarrassing. But anyway, the first hands, what was the name? On Quest, so maybe for first run, that you can so let them try the tutorial so that if I never use VR, you can run the tutorial, then you can run, I don't know, Beat Saber and so on without having to remove the headset, put on your head, launch the application, etc. That's very handy by Meta. Uh, Pico also has its own casting technology, and it has not this feature, but it has few other ones. And I think they implemented the features that are the most important to do a public demo of the headset. So while Meta's one, from what I tried today, seemed more better if you're making someone test your headset at home, so switching between games, run the tutorial, etc. The Pico one, after the latest update, seems the most uh, cool one to make demos in exhibitions or in B2B environments. So times where you just want to run one application and guide the user all the time. And I say that because they just added two very specific features which are great for this purpose. One is the microphone. So you can speak in your application, really, you can speak on the phone, and the person on the headset hear your voice inside the speakers. The second is that you can press on the screen to show a pointer on front of the wearer of the headset to see something you're pointing at. So imagine instead of saying press this button with written next, no more on the right, no more on the left like we do now, you just press here on where there is the next button, and the headset wearer sees some pointer there exactly on that button. That will be great to guide users, and Pico has just released it. So let me show you how to activate it, how it works, and all the rest. It's going to be very fast, faster than this introduction actually, but I'm sure if you ever done a demo, you will love it. So you can see that I'm here inside the Pico app and I selected my device, the Pico 4 that is being paired with the app during the setup. And I have the list of things I can do with Pico 4 and I will select screencast. So screencast will ask me to choose one of my devices. I choose Pico 4 and inside the headset there will be a message, of course, asking a confirmation like it happened with Meta. So I select allow. And now, as you can hear, the headset is mirroring the phone is mirroring the audio of the headset. I can disable it by pressing the button via source. So now, this is one of the features that I think it's very cool. So I can select if hearing or not the audio of the user, what the user is hearing. So by the way, this is one of our concert, our launch concert, the recording of it. So with this, I can hear what the user is hearing during the demo. So of course, this helps in understanding better the context of what he is hearing. But then there is another cool thing, that is the microphone. I can speak in the phone and guide the user, like saying instructions. I don't know if you will be able to hear it, but let's try. Let me, 1 second, reduce the audio in the application with the music. Okay, so now I removed the music so that we can see I can turn on the volume of my headset and I will try speaking in the phone so you can hear what the headset say. Hey, can you press the button on the light controller to turn on the menu? I'm pretty sure that in this recording you could hear it in a not so perfect way, but you got the concept. I can speak here on the phone and the person hears my voice through the speakers of the headset. This is great during demos because demos are always crowded. So that's going to be a big problem sometimes when you say something people don't hear you, or maybe you put some over-the-ear headphones so they don't hear you at all. But if you have this feature, you can speak on the phone and they hear you through the headset. They hear you through the headphones. So it's great to give instructions. But my favorite features is the spotlight, the one that you see now on the right. It's called spotlight. There is another one that is display, so you can change between what the user is seeing and a more beautiful format, 16 to 9 format. I noticed the one-to-one, the square one, is shows better what the user is saying or seeing. So because that's exactly the vision from the left eye usually. So you have the whole field of view where you can maybe point at something. But the real feature, as I was saying, is a spotlight. So let me show you what it's doing. So I can press here and then point the user to something like, hey, look at the rocket. And or I can say, hey, look at the planet. Or I can say, look at the planet here. Or whatever else. And so the user is guided in that direction. That I think works great with menus also. So let me trigger the menu of the application. And so usually these are the worst moments during demos. But in this case, I can tell, oh, press the button with the image. And it's clear to the user then what is that button. So let me show you now how it is inside the headset. So of course you can see what the VR user sees because that's the vision only from the phone. Okay, so this is the stream directly from the headset. So no more via the phone. So it's going to be very sloppy because the headset is streaming both to the app and to my computer now. But I think it's great to show you. Now I turned on the spotlight on my phone and now I will tap on some buttons and you will see these green things that are appearing, which are me pointing at stuff. So I see on the screen exactly, now I show the lower part of the menu. You see that it's very easy to understand what I'm pointing at. Now I point at the singer, and you can't miss these green circles that appear because they are super noticeable, they're very bright, they flash, so they attract your vision to what the user is pointing at. It's impossible to miss them, even if they are in the periphery of your vision. So you see now I'm pointing at the button and I have to go there. So these are great also because they are very small hints. So they not ruin the experience, they're not like big arrows that don't stay for long. They're just quick hints. So I want to say, okay, look at the singer here, and the user understands that the singer is there. That's very interesting because I see on the phone exactly what the user is seeing, and I can point exactly where I want him or her to look at. And this is great, because especially for menus, as I said, because I can say, oh, look here, look there. And this is exactly where the user will look at. So I can point at an exact button, and you will see that in the headset almost in the same position of the app. So, just to give you some more insights about it, I made some tests and I say that the position where you point stuff on the phone and where it appears in a headset is almost perfect. For small menus like the one that I showed you here, there is maybe a slight mismatch. So a slight difference, but it's very small. So if you have a button with written next the one previous, even if the green thing is slightly moved. If with the microphone you say press on the next button, you show the green things here, the user will understand. So that's great. I also made person here at home to try this feature, just guiding her through my instructions, and it worked great. So I think this feature is really, really handy to make exhibitions. I think the combination of the microphone streaming plus the spotlight thing makes really the Pico great to make demos in exhibitions or in B2B settings. It can also be useful at home, of course, but to the nature of more cozy settings, usually you don't need a microphone. You can guide people even other ways. But in exhibitions where time matters, when the success of the demo matters, this is really a gold feature. And I think that I will do more demos with Pico now that there is this feature, because it's really very, very easy and comfortable. So if you have a Pico, I will advise you to have a look at it. It's very quick to test and to set up, as you say, and I think you will find value in it. I hope you like this video. If this is the case, please dislike it on YouTube and don't subscribe to my channel and don't donate to my Patreon. So I don't thank you for watching. Have a great day in VR. Bye bye.